Alright, guys, so today I woke up at 190 pounds. Now, that can be due to different reasons. Yesterday, I did a lot of cardio, or you guys will be seeing this video tomorrow, technically. So, the day before I made this video, I did a lot of cardio to kind of make up for the days that I missed, so that could have something to do with it. I'm still in the same mentality of not going to raise my calories just yet. I'm still going to stick it out for a few more days. But realistically, I've been eating over 3,600 calories. Like I said, I've been eating closer to 3,700, 3,650, around there. But if I were to raise it, it would only be like 100. So I would just set it to 3,800 calories. But I do notice I'm putting on little bit of body fat, but like I always say, that is non-preventable in a bulk, no matter what, unless someone's going to main gain, But I do notice it in my lower belly area and my lower back. That's normally where I put on fat, but still have my abs, and that's why I'm not going to go much higher. I don't even know if I'm going to go to 4,000 calories for this bulk. Maybe like the last 20 days of the bulk, because I'm going to be doing this bulk for about 4 months probably. But yeah, it's just going to have to see with time, because I really don't want to put on excess body fat and look chubby. Like, I definitely got bigger in my last bulk, and you can tell that I put on size, but I got too fat. I got to a point where I just looked weird. My stomach, it was like not the rest of my body, but like my stomach just looked like very chubby. Like, you could tell when someone's not in good shape by the way that their belly button is sitting on their like abdominal area. That's like a big sign too, and their lower back area. That's where it can start to look not good, and I don't want to get to that point again. But like I say, it's very easy for me to go on a cut and cut off this fat like nothing. But I just don't want to get to that point where I have to look like that. And then it will just make the cut a little bit easier and a little bit less time, so I can go right back on the bulk. So, like I've made a video on this before on my cut bulk system. So the plan is for this bulk to bulk up as high as I can in weight and in calories. I'll talk in calories first. In calories, meaning, like I said, maybe the last 20 days I'll get to 4,000, or maybe even before that. It's all going to depend. But in weight terms of 205, 202 to 205, definitely over 200. I want to see that by the end of the bulk, and that is not going to be all muscle. Okay, that is definitely not going to be all muscle. It is going to be a lot of fat too. So then, once the bulk is over, I will cut the fat that I gained, and I will get to a lean 190. Now, maybe like 188, a lean 188, where I got really lean. Now, last bulk and cut, the last bulk I got up to 215, but I put on way too much fat. And then when I cut down, I got down to 184. Now, that was a good cut, because I was looking very shredded. I was about 12%, I would say, 12% body fat. And at that point, I could tell I put on muscle. That's when you really could tell when you put on muscle, when you're heavier in your next cut phase from the cut and bulk system, okay? Because 2 cuts before that, I was like 175 or 176. So that is the whole logic behind this. And then the next bulk in, let's say, 7-8 months, that will be the next bulk after this cut. I will be able to even eat more food, because the more muscle somebody has, the more food they can eat, and the higher their calorie limit is, okay? So my maintenance calorie weight will be even higher as my body puts on more muscle and more size, because muscle shreds through fat. That's the very good thing about having a lot of muscle, and besides that, it's very healthy and beneficial in so many ways. But so then the next bulk, maybe I'll be able to bulk up to 220, and I'll be able to eat over 4,500 calories, probably like not 45, but maybe like 4,300, 4,200. All right, but That's a little bit of my whole bulk and cut logic, okay? Now, let me get into the chest day yesterday. So guys, I've made a few videos here and there about how sometimes I rush into my workouts and I don't warm up as good, but I'm not going to let myself do that anymore. I made that decision in my mind. I made that final decision. Unless like a crazy day comes where I'm in a complete rush and I don't have too much time to warm up. But yesterday I got to warm up very good, very smoothly. I started with tricep pushdowns, did a good weight where it required zero effort. Okay, only range of motion, straight up and down, and then I was still getting a little bit tricep like stimulus because I was still doing things with my triceps, but I could have done 100 reps. Okay, and then right away I would go into chest flies, single arm. I would do chest flies. I didn't record these, but I'm just gonna tell you what I did. Sometimes I do post the clips of my warm ups, but yeah, so then I would just go back and forth like that. I probably did like 4 times back and forth, and it took a total of 8 to 10 minutes, about no time. So I'm going to start warming up like that, like supersetting style, back and forth, because warm-ups, like normally I would take breaks in between, but there's no reason because they should involve zero intensity. It shouldn't be hard whatsoever. So there's no reason to take a break. And then once I felt I was ready, I started with my favorite movement. This is either now it's incline barbell is my favorite workout, or the flat bench pause reps. I love that one too. But I started with incline barbell because I do like to prioritize my upper chest. I like to prioritize incline pressing movements, okay? So I warmed up into the weight slowly, and then once I felt ready, I went at my first set. I did 185, and I only did 7 reps. I could have definitely done more, but I didn't have a spotter, so I just didn't want to risk it. I didn't do a drop set for that one, but then right after that, I went to get a spotter, and I went up in the weight. I was doing 205 for, I think I did 5 reps. Last 1 or 2 were assisted reps. I asked him if he can just help me go up because I want to get as much as I can from these pressing movements, you know. From all workouts, I like to get assisted reps if I can because it's extra damage to the muscle, so why not? That's how I see it. But right after that, after doing those 5 reps, I did a drop set with to a plate, and I did pause reps on the incline with the plate. I'll show you guys that in the clips, but I did about 10 more reps with the pause reps for on the incline, and I only stayed there for 3 sets. So far, I felt beautiful, 0 shoulder pain. I had a good chest pump already. I felt it starting to creep up, and once those were done, I went on to this really nice incline pressing machine. This is my new favorite company because every machine this company produces, I love to use. And so I stayed there. I like to go side grips. You guys will see in the clips. And I actually wrapped up my wrist because sometimes when I bench, or when people bench in general, your people's wrists, I'll say I for now on, but my wrist bends back sometimes because of the heavy weight. So what the wrist wrap does is I wrap it around my palm to my wrist. So it's kind of like this, and it holds it steady, okay? I don't use it for every movement, only when I feel that I need to. So I just keep them in my bag, and yeah, but for this one, I did want to use it because when I go up with this, when I press with these side grips, my wrists tend to go like this. So I just wrapped it up so my wrist stayed straight, and I got a beautiful first set, okay? I did my first set with 2 plates. I remember doing 8 reps for this one, but this one was to failure. I started to feel a little bit fatigued here, and then I kept the weight the same for the second set, but I was only able to get 7, and then I did a drop set to a plate, burned it out there, and then on my last set, I did a plate and a 25. I'm going to go back a sec. So I did 4 sets here. So on my third set, I did a plate and a 25, and then on my 4th set, I went back up to 2 plates to do a drop set, and I drop setted it back to a plate and just finished it off right there beautifully. Okay, so far that would make me 7 sets of pressing in, and then I called it. I said, all right, I had enough pressing. I felt that I had enough, and my chest was really pumped at this point. I just wanted to finish it off with some flies. I was going to go to some decline flies on a cable, but it was taken. Then I was going to go to the pec deck, but as soon as I set up my tripod, somebody sat down, so I just let them use it. And what I did was, this is the first time I ever used this machine. Now, I did like it towards the end. I'll explain why. So, with this machine, it's a fly variation, okay? But you're able to move the handles in different directions. You could go, like, closer. You could go wider. You know, I can't really stretch my arm, but you could go wider. Or you could put your arms, like, really close together and do, like, a weird squeeze. You know, like a weird fly movement. But in the beginning, I was doing it more like at a 90-degree angle, and then eventually, as I got comfortable with it, I changed it up to wider, okay? I went at really wide grip, almost where I was, how do I explain it? It's like I was trying to stretch my arms out as far as I could go, and then when I bring them up, I didn't bend them at all. I just kept them straight like this, just trying to reach out as far as possible as I was squeezing together. And I felt it in my chest the most when I did it like that, in a beautiful way. Not heavy at all. At this point, I was going light, 25s on each side, but absolutely beautiful, beautiful chest pump with these. And it was a beautiful finisher. And what I like to do is I like to superset lateral raises for my shoulders with these chest flies. With any sort of chest flies that I do, I like to superset it with my shoulders so I can finish the workout together. And honestly, I'm thinking about it, I don't do too much side delt work because the most I'll do is like sometimes 7 sets, but normally I do like 5 to 6 when I just finish it off like that with this superset from chest flies to lateral raises. But that's also because my shoulders are like, I have very good shoulder genetics. My shoulders have always been like pretty like lean looking, like somewhat striations even before I started working out, and always like broad shoulders. And yeah, so some people don't have to work out some muscles as much as other muscles on their body, depending on the size of it, and depending on because you could tell what needs work. And I don't know, I feel that my shoulders don't need, everything looks pretty equivalent in my body. That's what I would say. I think everything looks like pretty equivalent. If anything, my strength balances are kind of off because my arms are like way stronger than, like, for example, my chest in the terms of what is heavy for biceps compared to what is heavy for chest, if you know what I mean. But in terms of size, everything is pretty proportioned, but it is making me think, should I do more shoulders here and there? I was going to throw in like 4 or 5 sets of lateral raises tomorrow, maybe. But I'm not sure, you know, because I do think everything is equally proportioned, but I'm just going to have to think about it a little bit, and then we'll have to see. But after this, I went on to show you guys my chest pump. My chest was looking absolutely crazy. Still got veins coming out of every single part of my body, basically, when I'm doing these pose downs. I showed you guys a few different looks, a few different flexes. I did a few no flex, and then I tried to do like a nice side chest, and yeah, but overall it was looking really, really good, my chest. And after showing you guys my chest pump, I was not able to do my calves. Normally I do calves and abs every other day, and the day of my chest was supposed to be calf day as well, but wasn't able to. So that's why these rest days that I have now are good, because I can make up for certain muscles that I missed. So I do like that. But overall, absolutely beautiful workout. I'm gonna give it a rating. I will say 89, just because I felt I could have done a few more sets of shoulders. All right, but I will see you guys in the next video.